It's from a different universe. Where's it? Share screen. Here's the Radio Times from the year it was on the cover. They made the cover of the Christmas Radio Times. This was from 1979. Exodus. Blake and Jenna flee the Liberator during the fierce alien invasion in a special Christmas Eve episode of Blake 7. Very exciting, yes. Exodus by Jonathan Helm. So let's look at the trailer. And this is a real thing that's coming out on December 24th, right? This is actually happening. Where is it? Now I've got to find it. It was right here. Buck Rogers. Oh, here we go. There you go. Doing it.
This Christmas.
It's a bit of a dewy Christmas song, isn't it?
On BBC One, there's entertainment for all the family. On Christmas Eve, Blake 7 returns in a special...
They never had that special effects that good.
...hour-long episode. The crew of the Liberator face their greatest challenge yet, and Blake and Jenna must abandon ship for the last time. The intergalactic war is over, but are the alien forces truly defeated? New enemies emerge, unexpected allies appear, and betrayal lurks in the shadows. Who can be trusted when everything hangs in the balance? Don't miss this unforgettable Blake 7 special on BBC One this Christmas.
Yeah, those special effects games were never that good. This looks awesome, though. So this is coming out from Colt's Edge. They're people who did they did a whole bunch of stuff. Let me see if we can find their Twitter. X.com. They do the Blake 7 books. Colt Edge here, doink. Share the screen. Doink. There's it. Share screen. Yeah, so this is who they are. So yeah, they did the fake Radio Times cover. Gil Gerard. I want to see this clip. This is a great clip. This is very bad. This is probably my favorite clip in when I'm talking about Buck Rogers. And you were a house that you either like Buck Rogers or like Doctor Who. I like them both, baby. I like them, even though it was well. Again, we're one that won the first house that had a video of sweat. I was like, wait a minute, females are attractive. I heard today there was a study done where where a guy was looking at a computer with eye tracking technology to see where his eyes looked at, right? And whenever they put a picture of a woman up, he was trying to train himself to not look at her boobs, right? But there was this little green square of where he was looking. As soon as the boobs come, I go, boop, go down to her boobs, goes back to her eyes. So, like, you can't do it, right? It's just hard coded into us. You wait to find out what the stuff you do in season 2, darling. All right? Anyway, that's back to Blake 7. So Exodus, for those nice comments on the trailer, a few people have asked if this is real. Well, it won't be on BBC One, but yes, a complete, almost hour-long Blake 7 episode will be on Christmas Eve, a gift to fans and a love letter to the series. I'm really hyped to see this. Now, will it contradict the Big Finish Blake 7 production Warship, which is going to take forever to open up? So I guess we'll never know. But Warship's very good. Yeah, I love this stuff they do. All right. So yeah, look, good luck to them, right? Certainly good luck to them. Fine. What is that? British Stereo Collection. I guess fine. Nothing really doing much for me. Oh, screen. Oh, this is cute, right? This is cute. So this is the copy of the TV21 Daleks reprint I have. Right, I kept thinking to get the new one because it was like, in better nick and better cover, but I just end up sticking with this, right? So the clever people over at the clever person, I should say, over Mid-Journey Doctor Who did a very Christmassy take on it. Isn't this lovely? I think this is just lovely. All right. It just felt, like there wasn't more of this. Is just makes the world sadder, quite frankly. Brunette is called Morgan Brittany. Well, okay, good for her. She's doing very well. You've all done very well. Wait, look at that! Just open up. Hang on, let me see. Warship. You can get as an ebook as well, apparently. Wow. Okay, here. Sorry, we'll come back to you in a second. Share screen. So this is only $8. It's so worth it, right? It is so worth it. I think, is this the first full cast audio drama they did? And it takes place in between season 2 and 3, right? And it really works well, right? It's fantastic. Who's in this? Written by Peter Angelides, I think is pretty how you pronounce the name. But it's got Blake, Avon, Villa, Callie, Jenna, Servalan, Zen / Ulrich in it. Yeah, I mean, it's for $8. This is so worth it, right? It is really. How many discs is it? Is it 1 or 2? Yeah, 2 discs long. Totally worth it. So I guess these two canons are going to clash against each other, right? Sadly. Anyway, let's go back to Mid-Journey Doctor Who. And what I got this thing to look at. I mean, there's just a lot of AI going around right now. There's just a lot of AI happening. What AI stuff I have to look at? Hang on. We got to look at that as well. Where am I up to? Rebel. No, that's one. Oh, got too many clips there. I mean, this is here. This is an AI version of a revamp of Buck Rogers. But it's from about a year ago, and you can tell that it's like you can see how far AI's moved along.
For 5 centuries, he has slept.
I think Chris Pratt as Buck Rogers is a pretty good cast.
The world he once knew is gone. You're not the man they say you are, but we need you.
Yeah, he just lost me. I can't stand whatever her name is from Harry Potter. Yeah, she doesn't do much for me.
This galaxy belongs to me.
You think you are the hero, Buck, but every hero falls.
Eva Green? No, new Twinkie not working.
Sometimes the greatest allies are the smallest ones. In a war of worlds, wisdom is the most powerful weapon.
Yeah, it has come a long way. Come a long way. I thought that Mid-Journey Doctor Who again. I think it's fabulous. What was this? Hang on. Now I've got to open a new tab. Yeah, there you go. I guess I've had unlimited money. I would just so be paying this guy to do so much stuff for me. Right, I really would. So that's very good. Well, what's this he got here? Okay, not the one you're expecting. I'm intrigued. It's only 25 seconds long. Let's see what this clip is. He just posted it. Let's see what this is.
Help me, please. Can anybody hear me?
Please state the nature of your ailment or injury.
I'm not injured, I'm crashing. Don't need a doctor.
A clear statement of your symptoms will help us provide the medical practitioner appropriate to your individual needs.
I'm trying to send a distress signal. Stop talking about doctors.
I'm a doctor, but probably not the one you're expecting.
I'm sorry. I prefer the newer his newer look. right? Yeah, this is just lovely. Merry Christmas. I mean, it really is lovely. I'm sorry if you don't like AI, but it's the future, baby. Right? It is the future, right? I love it. Based on this, I mean, it's again. Look at this. It's fabulous. Actually, and this magazine, if you open it, it's got a full wraparound cover, which is essentially this. It is. It's just fabulous. Well done. Well done. But there's a few things there I wanted to point out. This way, it's got 3 minutes of the Ice Warriors he coloured. 3 weeks or 3 minutes. Needs a bit of a grey, but I'm fairly happy with it. Let's see how it looks. I'll download it. This is from the Ice Warriors, I think. There we go. Share screen. I guess it's colored frame by frame, not by AI.
I never answer questions until I'm properly introduced.
You will answer now. Very well. You are standing in the airlock to this spacecraft. Unless you answer my questions within 10 seconds, I will take the atmospheric pressure around you down to 0.
But if you do that, my body will explode.
This is a good job. I tell you, this is just excellent.
2, 3.
All right. Well, I don't think much of your hospitality.
Identify yourself.
Me? I'm a scientist. I've come to talk with you, to help you.
A scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, honestly, it's not going to be long before we can just like AI repair, colorize and repair everything. Right? Was that done with AI or was it done by hand? Only I ended up being hand-painted frames. Blimey. Well, I think you did a great job. There's going to be some very big news on the way in a very low-key way. I'm not holding my breath for any missing episodes to be announced, right? It's, I think they have any, they'll be announced in due time, right? I watched Mandaric and Big Bang last night, the script, the music, they are fantastic. They are absolutely fantastic. This is funny. Mrs. Farrell's Festive Kitchen. So this is from Terror of the Zygons, I think. Not Terror of the Zygons, Terror of the Autons. And it was a weird CSO kitchen. I don't know why the heck they did it CSO, but they did. Devon, thinking about it?
Hello, welcome to this festive edition of Mrs. Farrell's CSO Kitchen.
Wasn't she doing that as the autumn was coming to life, right? There's a reconstruct of the Highlanders. Have a look via AI. Where is it? Here we go. Doink.
Sir, a room's beside you, sir. In the door of the cottage where the shooting seemed to come from. Good. Only one? Only one seen, sir. But it could be more. It better be. Haven't seen many, have we? Well, the troopers were ahead of us, sir. And done a good job. I wish they'd left us some pickings. Perhaps when they got away, they took their possessions with them. I'd hope so. Take a man round the rear, Sergeant. We'll outflank them. Sir.
Looks a bit too much like a cutscene from a video game.
Tell them to shoot first and take no risks. Remember, these rebels will be desperate by now. Yes, sir. Donna. Advance in battle order.
Okay. Fine. Let's look at some Doctor Who news. We are. So the Doctor spin-off, The War Between the Land and the Sea, praised by Greenpeace. That's not a good sign. Right? This is not attracting anybody to watch it. I'm sorry. This is repelling people from watching it. Shows like this have real superpower. They really don't. I mean, the more that it leans into the woke messaging, which is quite a lot, the weaker the show is, right? The more it leans into being a human drama, the stronger it is, right? And that's really just how simple it is. Unlike how the environment and all the magnificent life it supports do not have a voice. Yeah, sorry, you people in the entertainment have too much of a bloody voice. In fact, could you just shut up and entertain us? That's all we want. War Between Land and Sea has been praised by Greenpeace, with the non-profit organization highlighting how TV is a superpower and being able to motivate audience taking action on environmental issues. Not anymore. I'm sorry. No. You're not winning anybody over anymore, right? It's over. Oh, one lecture bloody too many. It just is. It's one lecture too bloody many, mate. Yeah, I mean, maybe a few years ago, right? Maybe a few years ago. But now, no. No. Yeah, it does more to push people away from watching the show. I think what really helped it is people not realizing it's Doctor Who, right? And honestly, the numbers have been good, right? I know the numbers fall a lot between the first and second episode they air. I think the way people view it is, like watching for an hour and a half is a big commitment. They'll watch one episode and go, oh yeah, I'll catch that up on iPlayer. I would like to see the 1 month ratings, which I think are going to be pretty damn strong, right? Yeah. I think they're going to be stronger than anything from Doctor Who. That's for sure, right? Well, given their overnights are stronger. And it's a better product. Bottom line, it's just a more competently made show, right? I mean, Doctor Who was a pretty low bar. But, anyway. Well, up to Doctor Who spin-off has explicitly tackled climate change, showing classic Doctor Who monsters, the sea devils, now known as Homo Aqua, whatever, emerging from the waters and confronting humanity with the waste on the Earth's oceans, as well as demanding immediate action to reduce water pollution. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not real, right? It's not real. One particular striking shot at the end of episode 2 saw Gugu Mbatha's Royal Salt remove all the rubbish from the oceans and let it rain down on the streets, giving humanity a taste of their medicine. Well, again, they were putting their garbage there because they thought there was nobody there. Right? It's not really a taste of their own medicine. Sharing a statement with the Radio Times, Greenpeace co-executive Will McCallum says, okay, oh God, you're not helping, right? You are not helping, right? Without special effects, it's hard to imagine 460 million tons of plastic produced globally, or the 3.6 million hours worth of sewage being spilled into the rivers, seas. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, it was okay as like some kind of motivation for the characters, but this isn't doing it any good, right? It really isn't doing it any good whatsoever. What's this? Doctor Who just changed forever again. Let's see what's changed forever. Why? Because I mean, it changed to be shit. Now this is by far the best thing they put out in years. From the time started to by generation, Doctor seems to be taking bigger and bigger swings and more shittier swings that nobody's interested in. Bottom line, really nobody, literally no one's interested in by generation, old timeless child, right? And those big swings it taking is just, they're moronic. It's a bad idea. It's hurting, it's hurting the franchise in quite a serious way. Bigger swings, or War Between Land and Sea is another. Again, I think War Between Land and Sea pretty much detached from Doctor Who, both in terms of being a political drama instead of a sci-fi action series. And in terms of, it is a political drama, right? That's very true. Return to actual events taking place during the spin-off, which nothing really happened in the actual show. Plot involves the Sea Devils, now renamed Homo Aqua, rising from the depths, state their claim over the oceans. It was the third Doctor's era that established how the Silurians and Homo Aqua Oh, please. Sea devils had lived centuries ahead of humans, before going to hibernation. And the narrative seed is now bearing some serious fruit. Both races have woken up several times, only for UNIT and I'm really looking forward to like the new cut of season of Warriors of the Deep. Right. By the way, here while I'm here, I cannot recommend this enough. This is fabulous, right? And I'm a big supporter of these. What's it called? These Matrix editions. The one of Kinder is freaking stunning, right? So what these are, they're re-edited into like a movie format. The Kinder one's like an hour and a half long, and it's added in a bunch of new effect shots. But essentially, it gives you the setting of Diva Loca, makes it look like this lush, beautiful planet rather than this ropey little weird set in TC1, right? It actually really genuinely looks very good. Fine. But the Doctor Who has never seen anything on the scale of the war between land and sea in terms of Earth native species battling for supremacy. That's true. And I do like that they snuck the original Sea Devils in to one shot if you like squinted. The War Between Land and Sea chronicles a pivotal event in human Doctor Who next returns to Earth-based adventure. It cannot possibly ignore the huge. Well, they kind of hit the reset button a lot, right? Oh, my ears completely blocked up now. I need to blow my nose out. Let's try again. No, it's even worse. Yeah, let's give it a second. Oh, there you go. Oh, I go for that. For start, okay, yeah, but again, nobody remembers the Daleks and over London during was it Doomsday? Right, no, that's done. It's over. Again, you hit the reset button every now and again. I think at the end of Matt Smith's first season, where they're like reboot of reality, that was like a reset button. They hit these reset buttons. So yeah, it's not such a big deal, man. I'm sorry to tell you. For starters, the huge Homo aqua structures teeming with humanoid titans sprang out the oceans, appearing across the globe to stare their land-based enemies directly in the eye. The collective governments of the world acknowledged that Homo aqua's existence and invited representatives onto dry land for diplomatic talks, resulting in Homo aqua's dissatisfaction with the said talks. And blah, 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 blah. Oh, nah. Hang on. Oh, so locked up. Where'd that come from? Hang on. Oh, no. Maybe. No. Wait a minute. Fine. So, Doctor Who's depiction of Earth naturally reflect the version of humanity that's more accustomed with sentient species. No more civilians being surprised by the existence of aliens. I mean, like, the Ultras woke up in the 1970s as shop dummies and, like, gunned down a bunch of people. And then they did the same thing in 2005. Right? It happens. No more grumbling and scrabbling when other life force shows up. No more having show modern-day Earth as it is. And, well, we know it has to be as it is because it has to be relatable, right? And, again, that's why you got to keep hitting that reset switch, I think. Oh, that was bad, yeah. Aside from the acceptance of the unfamiliar life forms, Doctor Who's Earth-based stories must now show a version of humanity. No, it's a bad idea, right? It's a bad idea, right? We'll continue to see Earth's government in a protracted war against Homo aqua in future Doctor Who seasons. No, they're going to wrap it up. I don't know how they're going to wrap it up in one episode, but they're going to wrap it up in one episode. Whatever the outcome will be in Land and Seas, the main Doctor Who series can never revert. Yes, it can. Wait, hasn't Doctor Who been here before? Yes. Right? This is a very good example. Nobody remembers the Slovene. It's over. Plenty of aliens have invaded present-day Earth in the classic era, but most instances were either hidden from the public or localized to some small village in southern England. Without smartphones or the internet, it was believable that these wouldn't fundamentally alter humanity's perception of life in the universe. Well, okay, fine, I'll let that go. Doctor Who dared to change that in 2005 with Aliens in London when a spaceship crashed into Big Ben. Oh, it's fabulous, right? Russell Davies continued the trend with the Christmas special. Yeah, there was a whole like subplot he cut out. where Big Ben was being repaired, and then when the cigarette shit showed up, it accidentally destroyed it again. Right, never mind. Finally, and they broadcast cigarettes across the planet. They made several attempts to explain the phenomenon. The Doctor once accused human beings of having talent to only see what they want. When Doctor Who Season 15 revealed how right-wing conspiracy theories have dismissed all previous alien invaders as hoaxes, the Christmas... yeah, forget it. Yeah, that was... What's the name? Lucky Day. Oh, God, that was stupid. That was stupid. Despite the many, many times Earth has been attacked by other life forms since Doctor Who's returned in 2005, the series never followed committed to showing a permanently changed Earth. Yeah, I know, because it's got to reflect our fucking Earth. And look, Doctor Who's got to appeal to, 8-year-olds, right, who don't remember 5 years ago, right? It's not a soap opera. Oh, God, these people are so stupid. At this juncture, more between the land and sea, the point where humanity could suffer memory lapse or wave the situation away as a hoax has surely passed. The proof of Homo Aqua's existence is too irrefutable. Well, look, darling, I hate to say this. Donald Trump almost certainly won the 2020 election, right? And the proof of that is irrefutable. Is that something you're open to hearing? I don't think so. Half the world's not open to hearing. They're going to run around with their hair on fire if they hear that. Right? Look, there's a lot of things that are not as people believe. Right? Like multiculturalism hasn't really worked out as people said it would. Right? The universal cultural divide isn't over whether Homo Aqua is real or what humanity should do about them. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. That was a dumb article. Right? Have you ever seen Doctor Who before? That is a dumb article. So, yeah, this is what I mean about the wokers. They don't like it. Right, War Between the Land and Sea review. Doctor Who spin-off is bland without the Time Lord. It's so much better without a Shooty Gatwa. I'm sorry. It is so much better without Shooty Gatwa. All right. Russell Tovey and Gugu Mbatha Raw are miscast in BBC Disney's last joint Whoniverse offering. They're wonderfully cast. I mean, again, remember, Shooty Gatwa was awful. Right? But there's not enough queer. That's the thing. Again, this is the weird thing. It's the woke and the anti-woke both don't like this show. It's really strange, but it kind of seems to be true. There's been quite a boo-hoo-hooing lately over the future of Doctor Who. The show is widely regarded as BBC's biggest franchise. Yeah, it was an intergalactic flop on Disney. Well, of course it was. Where Global was proved immune to the charms of the Sonic Screw. Because it wasn't Doctor Who, essentially. It was queer Doctor Who, right? And no one's really interested in queer Doctor Who, right? That's just a harsh reality. No one's really interested in queer Doctor Who, right? The Global had proved immune to the charms of the Sonic Screws and monsters made from glorified cardboard boxes. If only they had some monsters. There haven't been any good monsters. The TARDIS very much in a twist. It was confirmed in October. The BBC Disney Whovian Alliance had run its course. Well, yeah, but we knew that about a year ago. It was almost fleeting as 10 years Eccleston's Time Lord. There is, however, time for one final collaboration, a wonky, bland spin-off. I don't think it's bland at all. I find it's genuinely engaging. I don't look at my phone when it's on. And that's a sign of me being engaged in something, right? Spin-off absolutely nobody asked for. That's true. Nobody asked for this. And the Doctor's friends at UNIT fending off their old foes, the Sea Devils, in the War Between the Land and Sea, isn't the first attempt to expand the universe. So we got Torchwood, and what else we have? Torchwood, also Sarah Jane Adventures, but they're not mentioning that for some reason. He now takes another punt at the concept of a MCU with this dreary, talky extension of the brand. It's not talky at all. It's just not dumb as it's not dumb as the Doctor Who they've been putting out. Right? It's actually got some actual merit to it. I wouldn't say it's overly talky. Honestly, it's a bit fishy. Whose heart doesn't think hearing the Doctor's last adventure will involve UNIT and the no frills MI5 of the Whoniverse? Across the Doctor's many incarnations, there's always been a reliable rule of thumb. that the more unit in an episode, the more boring the result. Oh, are you out of your mind? No. I mean, watch Dev the Daleks. Plenty of unit in that. That's all. Like, watch the Pertwee era. Plenty of unit in that, and that's all very, very watchable. Lessons derived all over in this okay-ish miniseries. That it's okay-ish. I think a bit more than I think. Okay, I will go far and say it's okay. That has decent production values, but suffers from inconsistent crisis of tone. I don't think so. I just don't. I think you're mad that it's not queer, right? It's just a normal show for normal people, right? I feel like I'm from Royston Vasey, right? We're just. What's he saying about the people in the little shop? We are local people. This is a local shop for local people. The first two episodes of 5 are far more slow moving than regular Doctor Who. They were coherent and made sense, whereas regular Doctor Who hasn't been. Strength it's aimed at an older audience. It is. Kids will be reaching for their second screens in no time. Again, you said kids will like this dumbed down Doctor Who, and you were wrong about everything. But his attempts to wrestle with big themes, that's the destruction of the seas and the vanity and effectiveness of political careers, are comedically simplistic. Again, it's not achingly woke, I think is what you're trying to say. It comes as no surprise to learn that the release date is being pushed forward. The BBC have wanted to get it out of the way before it charts a post-Disney Doctor Who. Well, they have to. And it's because they really lack confidence in it. If they had put this out on BBC, stripped it over a week, like an episode a night, it would have done very well, right? It was actually, again, solidly made. And I think Normans would have liked it had they saw it, and the Normans that saw it, generally speaking, do like it. There's impressive cast. They probably wonder what they're doing in the rush release. It's not what rush released. It was finished a year ago. Here Russell Tovers Barclay Pierre Dupont is a junior functionary at unit who finds himself accidentally in the front line of an existential struggle between humanity and the Sea Devils, given their problematic name, of Home Aqua. Problematic? You guys are weirdos, right? You guys are just weirdos. Tovey isn't quite nerdy enough to convince as a minor bureaucrat. That's true. He is very buff. Right, he is very noticeably buff through this whole thing. Blundering his way into a top diplomatic role following an administrative mess up. But his bizarre casting merely is a splish in the pond compared to the big wave of what the heck kicked off Google of Arthur Roy. Well, I'm sorry, Russell Tovey has really created a interesting and sympathetic and likable character in whatever his character's name is. What's the name? Saying Dupont? They did that up here. Barclay, right? I mean, like, I really relate to this character. Like, I like this character. I think he's interesting. Right, which is very different from Doctor Who, when I didn't like the main character, which was Doctor Who. How she was convinced that Don Layers of to play the Sea Devil ambassador to humanity sort is anyone's guess. They offered her the job and she took it, right? Whatever the reason of having her to portray the 21st century version of the creature from the Black Lagoon is surely a waste of talents as the star of the best ever episode of Black Mirror. San Junipero, obviously, that was the best ever episode. Or the recent Apple TV thriller Service. Never done that either. I mean, she's a good actor and she does a good job in it. That's for sure. But she's all at sea with the monolithic fish lady who arrives in London with a huge tank to lead a delegation between the baddies and formerly known as the Sea Devils and humanity. But look, her romantic relationship with Barclay actually works, right? Where, like, you look at, what's it, Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water, and that really, really massively didn't work, right? It was just weird and creepy. But by the way, the thing about men called Home Aqua, they state in the what's it, in the show itself, that name makes no sense and shouldn't work. It's just a general kind of goes, that's just what we're calling them. right? And I found that believable as well. Solo character has little to do beyond glare potentially at the bumbling Barkley. No, again, she has. They are able to sell their romance, right? And to me, it's believable. I'm sorry. Again, are you upset that Russell Tovey's playing a straight person? Really? And I think you probably are, right? Are you upset that Kate Stewart is now straight? I think probably you are, right? I really think that's what. Again, I'm not saying this is a singing detective. I'm not saying this is one of the greatest achievements on television ever, right? I am saying that viewed on its own merits, it's perfectly acceptable, right? It's perfectly acceptable, right? It's even presenting its woke viewpoint and woke politics in a way that I find an acceptable manner for people to do that, right? I think it's really genuinely working. So again, she has a real interesting character arc in this, right? And she definitely does fall in love with Barkley, and like saves his life in the fourth episode, end of the third episode, right? And it's I find the romance credible and believable, and something that I care about, right? Which I certainly didn't in something like Rogue, which I just found like, oh god, the Doctor's trying to get his leg over with anyone again, right? And now he's being super queer, right? I just don't know why they thought that was a good idea for the Doctor, right? I just don't understand it. For a reason yet to be explained. On the other hand, at least the BBC's kitted her out in decent makeup, helped presumably with all that Disney cash. No, look, the production values are really on display on screen, right? The production values are on display, and it looks really good. Right, that's like you really can't complain about, right? It actually genuinely looks impressive. Where I haven't found any of this new era of Doctor Who look impressive. Honestly, I found the Jodie era that looked better, right? We're looking the special effects are impressive though. For a show with war in the title that lacks action, lack of action is a letdown. It's not that type of show. Again, it's a political thriller. It's an ecological political thriller. They said it going in. There was no pretense it was anything other than that, right? Which I kind of like. So unit regulars return, and that's actually the worst part of the show, including the boring Gemma Redgrave as a head of operations, Kate Stewart, and Ruth Madeley as the constantly sneering science whiz, Shirley Ann Bingham, who, does she still have missiles in her wheelchair? I don't know. But where's the Doctor in all this? Thankfully, he's not there, right? He just gives people a headache. Absent, though the script doesn't get bogged down with explaining why the character is too busy to save the Earth from these pesky piss teams, because he's just not there. Davis, meanwhile, works hard at crowbarring in an environmental message early on. I don't think it's crowbarring in at all. It is so endemic to the plot, right? I think this is as legitimate as any, Malcolm Hukey, however you pronounce his name, script, where he did definitely put in his politics into a lot of his scripts he did, right? I mean, look at Monster of Peladon. That was entirely about the EU and miners, wasn't it? I can't remember. Right, unions. It was very, very contemporary, right? So it explains that people are being poisoned by humanity and all the toxic waste that's been pumping in the ocean. It's a reasonable point, but well-deserved finger wagging doesn't do much for the sluggish pace or the lack of Doctor. Again, there's no sluggish pace, and the lack of Doctor makes this thing watchable. Right, that I'm not having this weird, creepy gay rapist like twerk to the monsters. Right, it makes it so much more watchable. Let's be honest, even at its best, Doctor has never been about a scintillating drama or cracking dialogue. What? No, at its best, it has been about scintillating drama and cracking dialogue. What the fuck? This person's a moron. We tutored Doctor Who because he was such an engaging character, which he hasn't been for the last 7 years, right? A sci-fi Sherlock Holmes viewed by 110% proof quirkiness. Piper's take, even though she is next Doctor, she isn't on the Gallifrey gadabout will ride again when the Christmas special lands in 2026. But by that time, the unsuccessful Disney deal will be fading in the memory. And again, I really want to hope that AI is going to be at a place where we're making our own Doctor Who way better than anything else, right? So too, I suspect this is a forgettable attempt at bringing fishy fun to the undeserved Whovians. Again, I think this is the best thing they put out since Capaldi. I think that because it is. But it's amazing. Again, the woke and the anti-woke both hate it, right? Doctor Who spin-off pushes boundaries, says Ross Lee Davis. Well, that's probably a bad idea. You don't want to do that, right? You don't want to do that. David says there is inspired by the environmental concerns he sees the characters push the limit without the Doctor's usual safety net. Okay. How's it pushing boundaries? Stewing for a long time. The original Davis, who was written for Swansea, said the story has been stewing for a long time, inspired by its home by the sea and concerns about the state of the environment and all the things we're doing to the sea. Okay. Probably entertaining thriller. It is. Actually, that's what makes it good. Of monsters, romances, chases, and gunfights. Yes. Yes. And it puts that front and center. How much could have branched off from mankind millions of years ago? But it didn't. He stressed the series remained accessible to new viewers while refreshing its longtime fans on the lore of what's gone before, introducing new elements, and they've all been bad, right? Every new element they've introduced, and every element has all been bad, apart from this one. It's incredible, right? It's literally apart from this one. That was a non-story, wasn't it? Where is this? Oh, so this news dropped recently, and again, more things I don't care about. New Doctor Who spin-off series gets major update from BBC following exceptionally competitive bidding process. So, no, it's not the war between land and the sea. It's aimed at preschoolers and will be on CBBS, right? So who is it? Earlier this year it was announced they're looking for BBC Children's Education looking for an animation studio to produce a brand new series on the beloved Doctor Who universe. So for the CBBS and BBC iPlayer for preschool. I mean, this has really nothing to do with me. So British animation studio here. Let's have a look at there. Blue Zoo has secured the rights. Let's see if I can find their website. Blue Zoo Animation. Okay. All right. So they've got a house star, right? I listen again. It's not going to be for me, but I am intrigued to see what they're going to produce with it, right? Episodic and film, our studio, brand licenses. Let's see what episodic and film stuff they. Okay, so look, the strength of this animation is, I think, good. Oh, they did the Adventures of Paddington. Okay. Miffy. Oh, my daughter loved that when she was little. Miffy, a cute little. Okay, so I don't think they're going to do a bad job. I really don't. Again, I don't think it's for me. Has secured the contract to produce initiative. Blue Zoo has really been behind TV programs, including Numberlocks, Alpha Blocks, and Mojo Swung Tops. So they're going to do 52 11-minute episodes over 2 seasons. We'll go into production in 2026. So this will probably come out after the Christmas special, right? They said, pretty Hilda Girl, BBC Children's Education. We can't wait to welcome Doctor to CBBS, introducing a beloved family favorite to our young. What type of doctor are they going to put with it? They're going to put a new doctor. They're not going to be shooting, right? I mean, that'd be weird. Put a really weird sexualized doctor on CBBS, right? That would be strange. The new series strengthens our commitment to British and blah blah blah. Bidding process was exceptionally competitive. I bet it was. And commend all shortlist producers for for outstanding quality of depths of their proposals. So I guess we'll see a feature in Doctor Who magazine in the next month or so, right? Meanwhile, Andrew Shaw, co-founder of Blue Zoo Studio, said, this year we celebrated 25 years of Blue Zoo with an extra special honour, given a chance to bring away a much-loved classic of the British icon to a new generation of young viewers. Doctor Who, listen, people are like really doom-scrolling about the Netflix buying out Warner Brothers, right? I'm like, look, maybe it's going to be awful, but let's just see what they're going to do with it. Right, that's what I would say. Let's just see what they're going to do with it. Let's see. I've been wanting to get to this article for a while. The 10 biggest mistakes of the Doctor Who Disney era. I mean, that's give it to 10. Be quite good. Casting somebody. Did I do this article already? That sounds familiar. Casting somebody couldn't fully commit. I think I've done this article already. Let's see what the next one is. Banning sci-fi roots. Yes. Yeah. None of this was a good... Oh, wait. No, that's what it was. I started it. Right? I started it, and I only did the first one. Right? So the first one was casting somebody who couldn't fully commit. That really wasn't the problem. He committed too much. The best episodes were when he wasn't there. He was a terrible choice to play the Doctor. Right? Because he's a very bad actor. Right, I mean, that's really a big factor. He's a very bad actor. He can do one type of performance, which is super queer, and that's it. Right, abandoning at sci-fi roots. Well, that actually shouldn't have been a problem. I think if they had a Doctor who was relatable and fun, and you felt safe, and it wasn't just this like relentless queer DEI casting, right? The sidestep to more fantasy could have actually worked, right? And they could actually explain it in universe with was it the Church on Ruby Road? Like for some reason they could explain this inrush of more fantasy elements into the universe. So I don't think that was actually a problem. I think that's something why it was a major change and people didn't like it. I think that's something that could have worked, right? I think that's something that had the possibility of working. Like breaking the fourth wall. Things like this, when you break the fourth wall for a yet another drag queen, oh God, leave me alone, or like these fans who are like no fans that you've ever met because you wouldn't go to those conventions. Commissioning a spin-off too early. If they had launched with this spin-off as opposed to closing it, we would have been in a very different state. Again, with a better casting of the Doctor, a less dumbed-down show, and launching with this, they would have had the hit on the hand they assumed they were going to have. Right, and again, I think this was always part of the deal. He always wanted to spin up. He just thought it was Rusty. They really made this deal. Thought this was gonna go down the first 2 years, and they're gonna love it, and they're gonna commission another 5 years worth of it. Right? They thought Shooting At was gonna go for 6 years. Again, Russell, because he makes you want to wank off, doesn't mean he's a good Doctor. There's no problem with this spin-off at all, right? Setting it too early. The back catalogue black hole. What's this? There's one thing the show's got going for it, the sprawling back catalogue, and I hope most people who read the 7 pages deep into this article would agree that most of that backlog is pretty good. Well, I do agree. For most of the revival, I'd argue Doctor Who has been consistently great. I agree with you. The reason that we're now 20 years into New Who is because of the solid foundation of the past years. Yes. So Disney Plus launched the new era without access to the classic on New Who. That is true. That is true. And it was a bizarre choice. It was a choice to destine this thing for failure. Yeah, it was a bad idea. Yeah. Well, again, Disney had lots of bad ideas, right? Degeneration of regeneration. Yeah, again, I understand in 1966, nobody knew what regeneration was, or rejuvenation is what they called it at the time. And it was like a new concept, and I think that's what they were trying to do, something new and different, because Doctor could do it. But yeah, what's the rule of introducing new elements to Doctor Who, if it works or not, is if it's shit or not, right? People hated the Deadly Assassin when it came out because it reinvented Gallifrey. Now, looking back, most people like that reinvention of Gallifrey. They think that reinvention of Gallifrey really worked. That's the only real rule. Is it shit or not? Mordred Undead. Yeah, it messed up continuity, but it was good. because it was good. It was good. Yeah, and again, this was just shit. And it's sad that they're continuing from it when it was like clearly in another universe, right? And I think it was written to be in another universe. Mystery book arts with clickbait payoffs. You mean shit writing? Yes. Yeah, Mrs. Flood kept talking to camera for some reason. Is the Rani? They had no idea she was the Rani when she started. She was nothing like the Rani, right? The other woman, Angie Pajab, whatever her name is, Anjali Pajab, I can't remember. She was like the Rani, right? Anita Dobson was nothing like the bloody Rani, right? And there was just bunches of them, like the mystery of Ruby's mother, which turned out to be no mystery. Yeah, this was shit. Right? These are just bad writing decisions, right? Because Russell Davis doesn't know what he's doing anymore. Flaky character work. Yeah, I mean, again, but all that flaky character work was essentially because the Shooty Gatwell was gone, right? He wanted out of Doctor Who. It had not reflected well for him. And I can't stand Poppy in the picture here, who's supposed to be a little girl. She looks like she's 17 there. It's ridiculous. The show was more about Shooty Gatwell crying and wanting to get a hand job. I mean, really, that seemed to be the thing that obsessed him the most. Don't be wrong. I like a good cry. I like a hand job. I like all those things. Disney's fans will probably push the show. I think they would have pushed the show if it did well, but it didn't do well because it wasn't very good. Right? I mean, Disney did fail in the marketing. They should have dropped it at 7 p.m. UK time on Saturdays, right? And then it would have been 2 p.m. New York time, or 11 a.m. on the West Coast. You would have had an international watch along. Again, imagine a world where it wasn't Shooty Gatwell and it was actually good stories written, right? If you had and it came out after the war between the land and the sea, and it had like you would have an international watch along each week. It would have become a cultural phenomenon. But again, there's just so many things that they fumbled the ball with, right? It's kind of amazing how much they do. Too much deep cut lore in a relaunch. I agree there. And the deep cut lore will always just desecrate the lore. I mean, like, this Sutek is shit. I'm sorry. This Sutek is so shit. It's painfully shit, right? Amazingly so. It is really, I'm like, Omega for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, deep cuts of lore done very badly, right? Starting with Space Babies, yes. Oh, God. But Space Babies set the tone, but it wasn't, out of place. Right? These are the crimes of the Disney era, I'm afraid. But again, look, you want yourself a good treat for Christmas? I can't recommend this highly enough. This Kinder is fabulous. It works better as a 90-minute movie. The production values are better with the addition of a few effect shots. It goes on at a nice pace. It makes a lot of sense. Just a big recommend, right? A real genuine big recommend. So sadly, that's the best thing going down the Murdoch too. Although I am looking to forward to seeing the season finale of The War Between the Land and the Sea. Right, I'm genuinely looking forward to that. We have to see what's going to go down. Right. But again, I think this week I'm going to start watching the Christmas specials. We'll probably do a review of the Christmas specials. If not Sunday, probably Sunday. Sunday sounds like a pretty good day to finally. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.